welcome back to my channel. It is Tiffany or Texture Love, and in this video it's a little bit different. I wanted to give you my experience with traveling ever since COVID-19 has come about. For those of you that do not know, I am a clinical research associate or a clinical trial monitor, which means that I go to different sites that are conducting clinical trials and I make sure that they are conducting the trial, keeping the patients safe, and I make sure that they're following the protocol procedures as set aside by the pharmaceutical company. I also make sure that they are following FDA procedures. Basically, if I do my job properly, if a site gets audited, they will pass their inspection because I would have been there to manage everything at their site and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. This job generally involves anywhere from 40 to 75, 80% travel. Usually that is traveling on an airplane to different sites. Sometimes you can have a region. I do not have a region with my job. I travel wherever I'm needed within the United States. And obviously with COVID-19, that hasn't been happening since March. And at the time that I'm filming this video, this was my first time going to a site since then. So I haven't traveled since March. It's now middle of June and I had my first monitoring trip in about 3 months. And so I just kind of wanted to share with you what some differences are, because there are a lot of differences. There are a lot of things that you need to be aware of, and there are a lot of things that I didn't know before. So for anyone that is looking to travel for the summer, you know, when COVID-19 restrictions lift, if you're looking to travel even in the fall, I am assuming that these restrictions and these guidelines will be in place for quite some time. So I wanted to kind of share it with you guys and let you know what some of those differences might be and how that impacts my job and how that impacts just traveling on a whole. So first things first, please go ahead and subscribe and join the Texture Love crew. Follow me on Instagram at TextureLove16 or on Facebook at TextureLoveAlways. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So of course, one of the first things that I noticed that has drastically changed since March is obviously there's hardly anybody in the airport. A lot of people are not traveling because of COVID-19 restrictions. A lot of people aren't traveling due to fear of the unknown of what's going on with COVID-19. So with my experience traveling, I can only speak to my experience concerning American Airlines because that is the only airline that I was able to actually book this time to go on my trip. When I traveled, at this time, when I'm filming this, I'm currently in Arizona. I traveled from Ohio, where I'm based, to Arizona. American Airlines was the only airline that I could get to book this trip for these dates. Something that the travel agencies were telling us when we were booking all across the board is that when you are traveling and you're getting ready to pick seats or book flights, the flights have to be at least 50% full for them to even consider taking the flight. Secondly, the flights, they're not selling the center seats. So normally if you have a plane, then sometimes planes have 2 seats and then 2 seats, or they have 2 seats and 3 seats, or 3 seats and 3 seats. If there is a situation where they have 3 seats, then the center seats will not be available for purchase. That was what we were told. And I know that for some of my coworkers, they have experienced that already, where the center seats are not able to be purchased because you need to keep social distancing on the plane. Now, for American Airlines, specifically for them, they are not letting anyone on their airplanes without a mask. So I had to wear this mask for every single flight that I was on. There are no direct flights from where I am in Ohio to where I went in Arizona. Normally there are direct flights, but because of COVID-19 and them cutting back a lot of the flights, there are no direct flights for the route I was taking. So I took 2 planes. I took one plane from Ohio to Texas. I had a quick layover, and then Texas to Arizona. And for both of those planes, they were American Airlines planes, and I had to wear a mask on the plane. They would not let you on the plane if you do not have a mask on. If you don't have a mask was provided to passengers that did not have a mask. Now, due to the nature of my job sent us masks and they sent us gloves. And oh, I left it back here. But for my job, they sent us this package. This package has gloves and it has masks. And so we are required to have these because of the things that we handle on site, and because for a lot of our sites, due to COVID and due to us protecting ourselves as well as the staff members that are going to be interacting with other patients, we need to wear masks. So my job actually sent this to us so that we would have it. And I also had my own masks from before. And so with American Airlines, a mask is mandatory. Can't get on the plane without this for the entire plane ride. Unless you have a documented medical reason why you can't wear a mask, then they expect that this mask is on properly the entire plane ride. Another thing that I kind of already knew was going to happen, there's no food or beverage service on the airlines right now due for safety reasons. So when you get on the plane, they're not going to serve you anything to drink. They're not going to serve you anything to eat. There are things that are available for purchase, but that was actually suspended as well on American Airlines when I traveled this time. And again, when I'm filming this is mid-June. So even if I wanted to purchase something on the airline, I couldn't because they're suspending all food and beverage service. If you want to pay for something once you get into the airport and you are around your gate before you board, you could bring the food on with you. You could bring food and beverage on with you as long as you purchase it, inside the airport, but they're not serving any food or drink of any kind at the airport. Another thing that I was not prepared for, the hotel where I'm staying, they don't have any food or beverage service at the hotel. So when I wanted to get dinner, they had dinner service. Most of the place where I'm staying right now in Arizona is a very nice Hilton resort, but the majority of their restaurants are closed due to COVID-19. So the hotel did not have places to get dinner at the hotel, didn't have places to get breakfast. This morning when I wanted to get breakfast, the only thing they had open was a Starbucks for coffee. I do not support Starbucks. I haven't supported Starbucks in over a year for, different reasons. But even if I did, I actually wanted breakfast. I wanted food. So they didn't have that. They weren't serving breakfast of any kind due to COVID-19. They do serve a limited lunch and a limited dinner menu here, but for some of my colleagues and my managers who have been traveling this month, the hotels where they weren't serving any food or beverage of any kind. So thank goodness for Uber Eats, because Uber Eats delivered the food to me. So that's how I had breakfast, and consequently, that is how I'm going to have dinner tonight. I leave tomorrow morning really early, so I'm not quite sure about the breakfast. I may order something extra tonight so that I'll have something just before I get on the plane tomorrow. But yeah, there's no food or beverage service at a lot of these hotels. So you will have to have food delivered to you, or you can go to a restaurant if a restaurant's open. I was not prepared for that. There's like no place to really get water. There is a gift shop here where you could get water, but that water, obviously, hotel gift shop, it's super expensive. So things that I need to be thinking of, because I am going to be traveling consistently now from July onward, I'm really thinking that I am going to just go ahead and check a bag instead of doing a carry-on, so that I can pack things like water and a whole host of snacks, because I don't know how long it's going to be for the time that these hotels will not be having food and beverage service. So that's definitely something you want to think about if you're going to be traveling with a family. There's not going to be a lot of options to eat at a hotel if you stay at a hotel. What else? So obviously hair channel, so to keep things hair related, I don't have to worry too much about my hair. I have a pretty standard thing that I do. This is a twist out. For those of you that saw my last video on YouTube, this is using the Mielle Organics collection. So for those of you that are watching the video on YouTube, I will link it up in the cards. For those of you that are watching on Instagram, you can always go to my YouTube channel and you can watch how I actually put in the twist that gave me this twist out. And so this here is actually over a week old, because I had the twist for a week, and then for this week, this is week 2, and I knew I wanted to have a twist out for work, for my site visit. So I'm just gonna show you really quickly some stuff that I travel with, because again, for traveling, because of what's going on, They have actually slightly increased the size that you can travel with. So normally it's like the 3 fluid ounces. I think they've increased it to like 3.5 or 4 fluid ounces, but I know I got away with bigger ounces. And just like to show you something, the site that I went to actually gave me this bottle of water because there's no food or beverage service here at the hotel. So I was so thirsty when I got to the site and they were like, oh, we have water. So I'm holding on to this bottle of water for dear life and rationing it because I'm thirsty. Okay, so just to show you guys stuff that I travel with that really helps. Just to keep makeup simple, I don't really wear a lot of makeup, but right now what I am liking to travel with because it meets the requirements and it's really easy. So I like my Fast Face from Lip Bar. This is perfect. This is what I'm wearing right now on my face. This is the 501 shade. I don't know the number, but it's Fast Face 501. I don't know if it has a name other than that. So this is very helpful because it comes with you guys already know it has the brush already built in. So I'm able to just apply this as a foundation to my face. Before I use this, I actually use this. This is the Black Radiance BB cream. This one is in chocolate. So I like to apply this just to like any blemishes or dark marks first. And then I blend it out with the Fast Face Lip Bar 501 shade. I do actually like Black Radiance quite a bit. Black Radiance is on my lips. This Black Radiance makeup, it's like a lipstick in brown raisin, I believe, but I really like this color quite a bit. If you can see that there, that's what's on my lips right now. I actually also like to use this Complexion facial serum. The reason I like to use this is because this actually also doubles as an oil for taking my twist down. So in order to minimize frizz, I coated my hands with just a little bit of this facial serum and I was able to take my twist down. And as you can see, didn't really have a lot of frizz. Now, I really do like this because I am in Arizona. It's clearly right now about 105 degrees. So yeah, this is perfect because not only can this be a facial serum, but since I don't have a lot of space to pack a lot of things, this also doubles as an oil for me to control frizz when I take my twists down. And then the last thing that I like to use makeup wise, I keep these 2 MAC powders. This one is a dark deepest skin finish powder. So this is D59 dark deepest. And I use this just to go over and smooth over the foundations and to set them. And the only reason I actually really have this is because this MAC comes with, this is the NW46, this comes with a puff. This one doesn't come with a puff, and so since I don't want to take up too much space with brushes, then I use the puff from here. That's it. If I get another compact case where I can just put a puff on the inside, then I'll get that and then I won't have to carry this. But I'm really just carrying this because it comes with a powder puff. But I like to use this dark deepest mineralized skin finish. It goes on very well and it like really blends into my face. So, you know, for the professional look, just to keep my skin pretty smooth, as you can see, that's what I have on my face right now. What I like to use as a moisturizer, I got this from my Cocotique box, the Curology. I really like this moisturizer quite a bit. It's perfect for traveling, and so I've been stocking up on this Curology for a moisturizer. And then lastly, for other cosmetic stuff, I use this. This is my facial brush. It's very easy to clean. I clean it every evening, every morning when I use it. I just wash it with warm water and soap, and then I just store it in my bag. But I always wash it before I use it on my face. And so these are things I just wanted to show you makeup wise, what's very easy to travel with. I know I'm not really that into makeup, but obviously for work I will wear it. So that stuff that I have here is very easy to travel with in my bag. There's some other things that have changed. So room service, not room service, but like the cleaning service. So they do clean, but because I've been staying here for more than one day. So what happens is, to protect me and to protect the staff, then what they're going to do is they did a very thorough clean before I got here. And then since I'm staying for 2 days, they'll clean once I leave. But nobody's gonna come back in here to just decrease the amount of foot traffic in my room. So I'm here, and once I leave, they'll do another deep clean. Once I leave, they cleaned before I came in, and then they'll clean when I leave. And they did, Hilton did kind of let us know that that would kind of be the case. If I needed them to clean the room and I really, felt like I needed another deep clean while I was out, I could always call the front desk and request that. But to protect all of us, they're not just going to be coming in and out of my room like they normally would to continuously, freshen things up, because once I'm in here, I'm going to be in here. When I leave, they'll clean everything out. So, I mean, the biggest thing for travel, you guys, is like the food and water restriction. Just to be very clear, if you are going to travel, make sure that you understand on the airline that you need to really book stuff in advance. I don't know how long this restriction is going to last, but the not being able to book the middle seats, that does a number on the amount of seats that are obviously available for traveling. So if you are going to travel and you are going to use an airplane, you definitely need to make sure that you book well in advance, because flights are filling up because a lot of these seats are not available for purchase due to social distancing. Now, I will say on my flight from Texas to Arizona, I was like stunned because the plane was packed. So even the center seats were full, which is another reason I was really happy that it was mandatory that everybody had a mask on, because American Airlines was not playing with that. I can't speak to any other airline, but I know for American, no mask, no flight. Other things, just be careful when you are going somewhere. There are a lot of these places in the hotel, like once I leave my room, they're asking that I wear my mask in the lobby, I wear my mask in any other common areas. They're also asking that, we try not to touch their computers and like a business center. The pool is open here, all of the stuff is open, but they want you to sanitize frequently. There are sanitizing stations everywhere, so I can, sanitize my hands before I touch something, after I touch something. They, are very diligent about cleaning the common areas. Like I said, the pool is open, the gym is open, but again, they're asking that you be very diligent. They will want to make sure that you're washing your hands. They're going to want to make sure that you are using that sanitizer. Just be very careful about that, because there are a lot of things that we do subconsciously that we don't even realize. We touch our face subconsciously, we touch other things, and then we touch ourselves subconsciously. So just be very careful about that. And one of the things too, keep the air circulating in your room. I get cold really easily, even though it's super hot outside. I was really cold last night because the air in here was blasting, but they're trying to keep the air and stuff going, not only to keep things cool, but the colder it is, the less risk you have of bacteria and viruses being able to grow and spread. So, keep your air on, wash your hands, sanitize, be careful about touching other things and then touching your face. Keep lotion and all kinds of things handy so that you can keep your hands and skin soft and smooth, because if your skin gets really dry, it's easy to get a cut or an abrasion, and then that's an entry point for germs. But yeah, the biggest thing that really stunned me, you guys, was the food and the beverage, because I am hungry, but there's I can't go on the resort and really get a lot to eat. And that's not the resort's fault. They're trying to reduce the risk of spreading disease, and they don't want to get sued in case anyone gets sick. So I'm gonna be using Uber Eats tonight, and I'm gonna order a little extra so I have food in the morning before I get on the plane. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I can't think of other things that really honestly caught me by surprise, because obviously those are like the biggest things. Be sure you have your PPE. You're probably gonna need to invest in masks if you wanna travel, especially if you wanna be in hotels or other areas. They're gonna request that you have this on. So keep that in mind, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if anybody has any trips that you guys have planned. Have you traveled recently? Are there any things that you've noticed? Are there any places that you are planning on going in the next couple months? Follow me on Instagram if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at TextureLove16 or on Facebook at TextureLoveAlways. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you in my next one.